Alright, so this video is going to talk about some basic overlap principles, and we're going to do like a little shelving unit type entertainment center in this space. So first let's talk about overlap. Let's say I wanted to make a couple of boxes kind of sitting in this space, moving towards the vanishing point. The first thing I would start by doing is by making a little square. Now it's important that when you're drawing the square, you make the top and bottom lines parallel to the edge of the paper, so they shouldn't be slanted like this. They should just go straight. And then the sides of the box are also going to be straight up and down, parallel with this vertical edge of the paper. Alright, now before I go any further, I'm going to erase away some of my floor because, I want the boxes to be solid. And I'm going to erase away a little bit of this wall here, just because I know that my box is going to cover that up when I make my orthogonals, because that's the next step. So I'm going to take the top left corner and make a line to the vanishing point. Same thing here, top left corner, make a line to the vanishing point, top right corner rather, and then bottom left corner here. Now, the reason I'm not going to bother with this corner here is because it's a solid shape, so I'm not going to, put that there. And so in order to end my shape, I'm just going to line it up with the top, line the ruler up at the top of the form, and then just scoot it up like that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the side here. Line it up with that side, and then just scoot it over. And where this one ends, that's where I'm going to make my side. Now, I know I initially said I was going to make another box behind this one, because I want to make it look like there's a couple of boxes kind of sitting in this space, almost as if the person were getting ready to move or something like that. So I'm going to start out the same way I started here, with a simple square, but the square is going to be further back. So I start with my vertical lines, just like this. And now I'm going to do two horizontal lines. Now I'm going to stop once I hit this other shape, because that's how we make it look like they're overlapping or one behind the other one. And I make my other horizontal line just like this. So now I've got the start of my next box, although this is basically a smaller version of this right here. So I'm going to do the same thing from this corner to the vanishing point, just like that. The top left corner, top right corner from the vanishing point, just like that. And the bottom left corner, just like that. And see, now I've got to end the shape just like this. And do the same thing here. Move it on up. Like that. And now I'm just going to erase away these lines inside, because we won't see that through the cube, because the cube is square. Now, let's say I wanted to make like these boxes look like actual cardboard boxes that are, say, closed. I would start by kind of marking where the middle is, and then taking an orthogonal to the vanishing point. The general rule of thumb here is if you've got a slanted line and it's not going to the vanishing point, you got a problem. Everything else should be straight up and down. So if you're not making a line to the vanishing point, it should be straight up and down. Alright, so let's see, I've got a couple of moving boxes here. Okay, it's very simple. Now, let's say I wanted to put a little shelving unit over here. I would start the same way with a square, okay, but the thing to note here is the length and height of the square is what really determines what the shape is going to look like in the end. So I got a tall kind of shelving unit here. Now before I go any further, I want to establish the sides of it. So I've got the side of the shape here, and I want to establish the front and the top. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this away so it doesn't get confusing. And when you guys are making your room, err on the side of making your lines lighter, because you're going to have to do a lot of erasing. So now I've got my shape in there. I'm going to take it to the vanishing point. Top corner here, and the other top corner. And then the bottom corner. Just like this. Now if you look, this is really just a variation of this. It's just skinnier and taller. Right here anyway. So now before I go any further, I'm going to end my shape. I decide I want it to go here. Just like that. Same thing with my top here. I'm just going to bring this up just like that, where that other line stops, just like that. So now I've got a long rectangular shape. Now this could be a fireplace, it could be some bookshelves, it could be an entertainment center, it could be a lot of things. This is just a basic kind of start for it. Now for this demonstration, we're going to go ahead and make a little cabinet with a shelf. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a dividing line in here, and this line is going to be where the little cabinet door stops, just like that. So going to make some little drawers in it, and the way we would do that is we would make a series of lines just like this, and then they're going to go to the vanishing point, but I don't need to necessarily draw them all the way back because I know they're going to stop within the cabinet. Just like this. And if you were drawing like a chest of drawers in a bedroom or whatever, this is kind of how you'd go about it. Just like that. And now in order to end those, let's make some lines down here. So see, we've got some little drawers here now. Now I had said that I wanted to make a little cabinet inside here, like a little opening. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to establish a little bit of thickness here. Just like that, because we don't want it to look paper thin. Now in order to establish the bottom of the cabinet, this is tricky because we're basically going to have to create another horizontal line that mirrors this one here. We're going to take it from this corner where I created that thickness there. And see, now we've got a little, almost like a little desk or something, a little cavity, a little space there. And you know, if you were going to shade it, you'd put your shading inside like this, you know, because this is going to be dark inside here. Just like that. There'll be a little shadow coming from inside here. Just like that. So there's some little basic kind of rectangular structures for you to draw.